Hey, welcome. So today we're going to dig into something that's, well, kind of a superpower when it comes to learning English, your daily habits. We're going to see how these tiny, consistent actions you take every day are the real secret to unlocking fluency. So here's our game plan. First up, we'll look at why habits are your secret weapon. Then we'll get good at telling the difference between the helpful ones and the ones holding you back. After that, I'm going to give you a super simple blueprint to build habits that really stick. And finally, we'll uncover the secret to making all this change last for good. All right, let's jump right in. Why do these little things we do every single day matter so much? The answer is actually pretty surprising. I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? That feeling you're just stuck in a rut. You feel like you're putting in the time, but your English just isn't getting any better. It's so frustrating, and you are definitely not alone in feeling that way. But here's the thing. The big secret isn't about locking yourself in a room for hours to study. Nope. It's about the small, powerful, consistent things you do every single day. It's about weaving that learning right into the fabric of your life. Now check this out. 3,650. That's how many minutes you get in a single year just by practicing for 10 minutes a day. That's over 60 hours of practice. Think about that. These tiny daily actions, they don't just add up, they compound. They grow into these massive results over time. Okay, so we get it. Consistency is king. But now let's talk about the kinds of habits we're building. Because let's be honest, not all habits are created equal. And really understanding that difference, that's key. So what even is a habit really? Well, it's just anything you do on autopilot. You don't really think about brushing your teeth in the morning, right? You just do it. You don't consciously decide to check your phone. It just kind of happens. That automatic power is exactly what we want to tap into. And this lays it out perfectly, right? You've got two sides to the same coin. Some habits, like reading every day, they move you forward. And then there are others, like procrastinating, that just keep you stuck. The real goal here is to get good at spotting which is which in our own daily lives. Now, this is a really powerful idea. Just trying to stop a bad habit almost never works. The real secret? You have to replace it with something else. So instead of thinking, I'm going to stop scrolling on my phone, try this. When I feel that urge to scroll, I'll read one page of an English book instead. See? You're swapping out the bad routine for a good one. All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. Let's talk about how to do this. Here is a simple 4-step blueprint that you can use to start building better habits, literally starting today. Here's the blueprint, and it's super simple. First, start small. I mean, ridiculously small. So small it feels almost too easy. Second, be consistent. Don't worry about being perfect. Just show up. Third, track your progress. It's so motivating to see how far you've come. And last, and this is a big one, forgive yourself. If you miss a day, who cares? It happens. Just get right back on track the next day. This is a fantastic little trick for tracking your progress. Grab a calendar, and every single day that you do your habit, draw a big X over that day. Pretty soon, you'll have a chain of X's. And your only job? Don't break the chain. Seeing that visual proof of your commitment is an incredibly powerful motivator. And please, remember this mindset. It's all about progress, not perfection. Missing one day does not erase all your hard work. The real goal is to just keep moving forward. A great rule of thumb is to never miss 2 days in a row. Okay, so let's tie this all together now. How do we actually use this blueprint to get fluent in English? Let's look at some super specific habits that can make a huge, huge difference. So here are 5 really powerful habits. Now, you don't need to do all of them at once. Just pick one to start. Maybe listen to an English podcast on your commute, or talk to yourself in English while you cook dinner, or just read one news headline in English. You could even just write one sentence in a journal. Any of these things, if you do them every day, will dramatically boost your English. Oh, and here's a super clever way to make a new habit feel automatic almost instantly. It's called habit stacking. You just link your new habit to one you already have. For example, if you already drink coffee every morning, your new rule could be, while I drink my morning coffee, I will listen to an English podcast. The old habit automatically triggers the new one. It's brilliant. So we have our blueprint, and we have some specific habits to try. But what's the real secret to making them stick for the long haul? Well, it all comes down to understanding a little bit about how your brain is actually wired. You see, every single habit you have, the good ones and the bad ones, follows this simple little 3-step pattern in your brain. It's called the habit loop. First, there's a cue. That's the trigger. Maybe you feel bored. Then comes the routine. That's the action. You pick up your phone and start scrolling. And finally, you get the reward, that feeling, a little hit of distraction. Your brain remembers that reward, and it wants to do the whole loop all over again. Now, the key to changing a habit isn't to fight this loop. It's to hijack it. You keep the same cue and the same reward, but you swap out the routine in the middle. So, if your cue is feeling bored and your reward is feeling entertained, just change the routine from scrolling social media to watching a 5-minute English video. You get the same reward, but with a way better habit. You know, most of us get this completely backward. We think we need to feel motivated before we can take action. But it's actually the other way around. Action is what creates motivation. The simple act of just starting, even for one tiny minute, is what builds the momentum you need to keep going. Look, if you only remember one single thing from our time together, please let it be this. Small, daily practice is so much more powerful than a big, intense study session you do every once in a while. Consistency is truly the engine of progress. And that really is the ultimate truth of it all. Every little step you take every day is like a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. These aren't just small actions. They are literally the building blocks of your future fluent self. So I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge. Forget about what you're going to do next month or even next week. What is one small, tiny, almost effortless habit that you can start today, right now? What is your first step going to be?